Get ready to enjoy the best podcast of your life on The Courtney Show podcast, fueled by Salt and Smoke.
The Courtney Show.
Guy Phillips hanging out with us this morning, and we have so much to discuss. We have not gone over your dermatologist journal.
Oh, God, I can't wait.
We've got to get to catnip, making your own catnip at home.
Yep.
I mean, so many important items to address with you.
Well, there's one thing that I'm going to admit, and I haven't told this to anybody. Well, there are a couple of people that know.
Is this like when you lost your keys when you were gardening?
And they slipped into the crotch of my underpants.
And you had no idea?
I didn't even know they were under there. I have zero feeling, apparently, at the nadir of my anatomy.
One of my favorite stories.
I did.
I'm a little extra jingly today.
Yeah, where are my keys?
Does this have to do with anything to do with the best of Missouri Market going on?
No, it's coming up, though, and I'll be there.
All right.
But no, this is, I want to keep active. I've lost some weight.
Yeah, you look great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I still have about 2,500 pounds to go.
It's time to get those shorts up a little.
Well, I know you said that.
Long.
So did you notice I pulled them up a little bit for you?
Thank you. I'd like to see.
Giving you a show.
Lucky me.
Leg.
So when I play golf, I've got arthritis. This happens. You probably, a lot of you have it and don't know it, but it'll rear its ugly head soon. And, your joints start hurting and, So I've heard a lot about edibles.
Yeah.
And there was a new
I like where this is going.
dispensary
I do too.
opened in Kirkwood
Yes.
recently. And we got a flyer in the mail. This is what turned me on to it. So I had a flyer, and I thought, you know what? I've heard people...
Yeah. Singing the praises of the medicinal
Absolutely.
effects of
the edibles. Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go investigate. Now, you guys know, and for those of you who don't, but you guys in the studio know this, I've really never gotten high in my life. I didn't smoke, weed when I was in college, although all the guys I knew did. I did smoke weed one time. It was a pressure thing with the Friends of Distinction.
What are the Friends of Distinction?
It was a singing group. Yes, Grace in the Grass is the gas, baby. Can you dig it?
Were you in a folk group that was in?
No,
there was a bunch of bullies.
No, look up the Friends of Distinction.
I've heard of them.
Right. All right. They've got a zillion hits.
They're different than the ambassadors of. Isn't there a
Of
local?
Doom?
There's a local group called
I don't know.
Okay, so peer pressure.
So that's the only time I
and
ever.
you didn't inhale.
And I didn't know how to do it. Really, I pretended.
What if there could be a less cool group, musical group to smoke weed with?
I smoke with fog hat.
Yes.
Like, all right.
Okay. Yeah. Fog hat. Yeah.
Fog hat, you got to smoke up.
The Friends of Distinction. They were a great
Let's
group.
hear it.
Go ahead, play a little Friends of Distinction.
Can you dig it?
This is grazing in the grass. I think we know what kind of grass they're talking about.
Well, that's what they were talking about, but I didn't know that. Thing out of sight. All right.
Okay.
So, at any rate, I decided to go into this dispensary.
Yeah. I've never even been into a dispensary.
Yeah, I hadn't either. And I walk in, and it's like going into a bank teller.
Yeah.
They've got a glass thing, and you got to take out your ID. And they asked if I had a doctor's prescription, and I said no. And I felt embarrassed because I don't know what I'm doing.
I
and,
wouldn't know.
And they said, well, no worries. We have somebody that can take care of that. Apparently, there's a doc on
Doctor
call.
just hanging around.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you look sick. Here you go.
So they buzzed me in. It's a beautiful place. I mean, gorgeous. I sat down. I waited. They called me back, and Chloe took me back and started showing me around. Now, there's this room that there were probably 25 people in this room all shopping for edibles, and I don't know what I'm looking for. So I said, gummies, just gummies. I know what those are. I don't want chocolate bars or I don't vape. But I just, I want something that's going to relax me when I'm out, taking a walk or playing golf. All right, well, we have, watermelon and this and that. And do you want something that's got the THC and also the CBD?
Yeah.
Did you call up some of your friends from the Friends of Distinction? Hey, what am I into? I don't remember.
Ambassadors of Harmony is the band I was trying to think of.
Fantastic group, the Friends of Distinction back in the day.
All right, so did you tell her, though, that you wanted it for your arthritis?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I said, I want to be able to not think about, my back hurting or whatever when I'm playing golf. That's it. Okay, so she showed me some stuff. She said, well, we've got different potencies. Okay. I'll take.
Man, those gummies.
Let me tell you something.
Oh.
Wait till I get there.
I know where you're going.
Wait till I get there. So I said, I'll take, one of these. And she said, we've got this one, and then there's the high potency one. And, you can just kind of experiment by taking half of one or,
Yes.
just to see what, how it'll. Okay, so I took a high potency. And
Why would you do that?
And a medium potency. Because I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Did Kim help you at all?
No, she didn't even know I was going. I didn't want to tell her. I was a little embarrassed that I was, getting gummies, and I have to show my driver's license to buy gummies.
Well, there's something kind of fun about that, getting carded again.
Right, that's true. Yeah. Oh, you're 72.
Okay.
All right. So, and then they gave you a free little packet. For shopping there. It was a deal they were doing, a grand opening.
It's like the extra punks you get when you're buying fireworks.
That's exactly right.
Well, you have the rewards app.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. So I check out, and it was fairly reasonable, I thought, even though you don't get that many in a little package. And I left, and they sat on my counter, and one day I thought, I'll take one. And I took one of the freebie ones, and it didn't do anything.
So you took more.
Well, it didn't do anything. And so another day, I took one of the medium sort of ones, the passion fruit.
So nothing happened that day?
Nothing happened.
With the freebie?
Nothing.
Oh.
Wow.
Nothing.
What a
Not
bummer.
that I could discern. And I'm high on life anyway. So would I know
Yeah,
this?
you are real positive force.
Mm-hmm. So I took a medium one, and nothing happened.
Did you take the whole thing?
I took the whole medium one.
You did? You didn't try like a
I didn't
piece
go
of
a
it?
half. I just went full on medium.
Goes all in. That's how the Friends of Distinction do it.
Yeah, they
when
do.
you're hanging with rock
Right.
stars, you learn just take a whole handful.
Okay,
So-
full on.
Full on. Nothing. So your boss called me to play golf one day. Marty, and John Hewlett was going to play.
Yeah.
And we needed a fourth, so I called my son. So Jeff and the four of us went out. Well, that
And this
day,
is after you had eaten?
No.
Oh.
That morning, I thought, well, I'll try half of the big potency one and half of the medium one. And nothing happened until the 10th hole.
Oh, yeah. Then you can't wash it off of yourself.
Oh. I remember putting, and I bent over, and I picked up my ball, and I went, I'm in New Hampshire. And every time I would bend over to pick up a ball, I was in a different eastern state. I was in Rhode Island. I swear to God, I said, I'm in Rhode Island.
How were you swinging?
So here's the crazy thing. I can't believe that your boss didn't tell you this. At one point, I said to my son, because I laughed at something somebody said.
Like way too hard?
Well, it wasn't my laugh. And I recognized that it wasn't my laugh. And I tugged my son and I said, listen, I just laughed at something and it wasn't me. And he's looking at me like, what are you talking about? And I said, I took some gummies and I don't know what's happening. At first, I thought I was having a heart attack. I swear to God, my head was so light and weird, and it was crazy. And I was in New Hampshire, and then all of a sudden I'm in Delaware. I kept being in these different states.
What did,
Honestly, I felt
what
like
did
was
Jeff say?
flying. He started laughing.
Oh, of course he did.
He started laughing, and I said, if something happens, stop me. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I'm so
You couldn't
high.
control yourself.
I could not.
How is your body feeling though?
I was very unsteady.
Oh,
How did the arthritis feel?
I didn't even feel anything.
You're cured.
I
There
was
it is.
totally, and so I get to 18, and I was at 73. All I had to do was par.
That was your score. Great score.
And I have a 78.
Yeah.
And I get up to the tee, and I remember looking at the ball. I was looking at the ball, and I went, okay, I have to get that there. And I was like, okay, now how do I get that there? Okay, I got to hit that there. Hit that there. Hit that. Get there. And I kept thinking to myself, how am I going to get that there? Just like that. I was like, that's got to go there. And I swung at it, and I hit it almost on a completely right angle. And it went into the woods, and I started to laugh. Normally I'd be like, yeah, damn it.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, I hit the ball in the woods. I took an 8 on the hole and finished with an 81, but it wasn't too bad for a guy that's never been high.
Oh, my gosh.
And I was flying high, and I didn't tell your boss.
You didn't tell him?
No. I didn't tell him. I didn't know what to do. And now I'm thinking, can I drive home?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're all the way in Connecticut, right?
I was in Connecticut. I was in Hartford, and I was going to go to the game. The Whalers were still
Whalers,
there.
right.
Yeah, they were still playing. I got home okay, but it was the weirdest.
Have you done it since?
Once, yes.
But not a whole one.
Not a whole one, but it was just as bad.
It was?
I went to a party.
Yeah, you need to.
And I'm so not used to it. It wasn't fun, by the way. It sounds like it would be fun.
Sounds terrifying.
No, it doesn't.
It is. It really is.
It does not sound fun.
No. So I really I don't know the difference between the CBD and the THC. THC is what gets you to the high.
Yes.
And I thought, well, I might as well have some of that in there, when I ordered them, because
Let's just do a little.
Yeah.
You
Just throw a little THC in there for me.
Yeah, I think you'd be better with just the.
Yeah. So those gummies, I'm telling you, but it took 2 hours.
Yeah. And then it takes forever for it to be gone.
But I will tell you this. I took a medium one, the passion fruit.
That you have
Today?
Medium.
No.
Oh.
Not today. But I took it before I went to bed, and I slept great.
Okay.
That's what a lot of people do is they take them before
Yeah,
to
I
sleep.
didn't. I don't know.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So
How many more of those high potency ones you got
I
left?
got a bunch. I should bring them in for you.
No, I just want you to call us 2 hours after you take one.
Next time I fill in, I'll take a whole one. See what happens.
All right,
Guys, I'm in Maine.
Guy Phillips hanging out with us.
The Courtney Show.
Time to play. Time to play Survey Says. We're gonna play. Gonna play Survey Says. Our host of Survey Says, Emily, is here. We got a full house for you.
Real
What's
full
up,
house.
guys?
Hey.
Got a bunch of stars in here. Kind of intimidated.
Yeah, name one.
Yeah.
Mark Close,
Wrong again.
radio legend.
Wrong again.
Legend. That's another word for old guy. That's all that is.
Guy.
Legend, old guy. Still alive.
So yeah, Mark Close is here. Nikki DeGlazer's hanging out with us this morning, and we've got a bunch of questions about 4 people on the show, 2 of which are not in the room right now.
Right.
And we'll just act like that's normal.
Yeah, it is for your show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
We can
exactly.
pretend that Nikki and Mark are Courtney and.
Yeah, well, I want them
Tim.
to
Okay.
weigh in too
Yeah.
on the questions.
Here's a pack of Kent Lights.
I wish I could do her
Smoke
laugh.
them up, Johnny.
Your smoke break is in 10 minutes. All right.
All right,
So
what
here
do
we go.
you have for us
All right,
this
the
morning?
first one is who on the show has been in the most weddings?
Who've been in the most weddings?
In the most weddings.
I think they'll say me, but I bet it's Brando or Tim.
Yeah, I think they'll say you too.
but it's not me.
Not
Because
Courtney?
you seem the
You
most
think that-
social.
Oh yeah, Courtney.
I think they might
probably.
just.
I think it was Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
Tim
really
too.
has been? I don't.
Tim
I mean, how
wants
many
to be.
people have
Tim
been
would
in
like
those?
love to be. Most people are like, oh, I have to be in a
Yeah.
wedding, but
Yeah.
Tim would be like, yeah, I'll be there, man. Like,
Yeah.
I can see Tim's enthusiasm. And Courtney does not want to be in a wedding.
No.
she doesn't want to
No.
wear a dress that someone tells her to wear.
No.
She does. That's not her vibe. So
And
not
there's
Courtney.
Probably a lot of people that would want her to be in
Oh,
a wedding,
oh,
but she's
yeah.
just like,
Yeah. If I ever like found the right person and was going to get married to somebody,
Wait a
You'd
minute.
want
Somebody-
Courtney in your
I
wedding.
would have Courtney. Yeah.
Bring me up to speed on that, would you? I'm missing something there.
Yeah, I think they'll say Courtney, but I think it probably is Tim. But I have no evidence to back that up.
She's out there for you, Chris.
So they actually said Chris.
They said Chris.
Hell, she may be in this room.
You just never know.
Keep searching.
They said Courtney.
They said
They
Chris.
said Chris.
Oh, Chris.
They said
Chris. Oh, yeah, they were right.
Yeah.
They
Wow.
know you guys
Frat
so
brother
well.
life, all that kind of stuff.
Probably the
I
day
wasn't
you
in a
showed
frat.
up. You showed up in the tux the day. Remember when you
Yeah,
got?
oh, yeah.
You were at the
Yeah.
fundraiser.
and the best picture of me of all time, yeah, it's from that day.
Yeah. So they
I
probably like.
literally think that picture was what distracted me when I was like totally checked out. I'm not joking. That's such a hot picture of you.
Yeah, I looked great that day.
Yeah.
For,
I was-
for
I
about
was like,
30
whoa,
seconds.
who's that guy?
Yeah, I was the most handsome
I
person
bet
on the
he's got
planet.
a lucky lady.
Yeah, you marry him.
All right. What's next?
Next question. Who on the show is probably the fastest typist?
Courtney.
Man, I am.
Or
pretty,
Brando.
I'm
No.
pretty fast.
Yeah, with those fingers though, those hands.
It really depends on the keyboard. I had like a laptop that had like one of those little
Yeah.
keyboards, and I was like, I can't type on
Right.
this dumb
But you're
thing.
fast otherwise, so it's probably.
I think so. Who? I
We
took
were gonna do it-
keyboarding. You
we-
took keyboarding, didn't you?
It's not me.
We should do a test.
we
at the
were
break.
going to do a test one day on air, and then I like found a system,
That's
and then we
right.
just didn't do it.
I don't think we did it.
Yesterday I was on a Google Doc with a bunch of people and I was typing something in and someone on the meeting goes, "Whoa, someone can type fast," and I like blushed. I was so excited.
So
it was like the
proud.
best compliment of my life.
It's like being good at a sport.
It's
You're like,
so.
yeah, that's right.
There's some part of me from 8th grade that's like Mavis Beacon teaches typing. That's what we learned on.
Man, yeah,
I was
there
like,
is I'm the one.
I felt so cool. Yeah, but I would say that they'd probably think, Brando because he's running things.
I think they'll say Tim because he played the keyboard, and he does make
Oh,
the joke
right.
about that. So that's my
I
guess.
think they might say me, even though that's probably not true because I text people back.
Oh, yeah.
That came up.
It did
Yeah.
come up,
Yeah.
but it wasn't me that won.
Right.
No, it wasn't you that won. It was actually Brando.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It was Brando.
I think
Yeah.
that's probably accurate.
It might be. I don't
well,
know.
from your
We're gonna
HR day,
find
from
out.
your previous
From my- yes.
non-radio career,
my writing
Right.
days,
where we had to
basically.
read and write and type and all that.
It'd be interesting to test. We should
gonna.
plan to do it and not do it again.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, there is a video game somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I bet.
There's a video game for it.
I bet texting. I bet Nikki would smoke all of us.
I bet
I can do it without
blows us
looking.
away.
You can do like
Really?
Do you want me to? I'll text you something right now. Tell me what to text you, and I'll look at you and do it. We can continue this game. Sorry, I'm just changing the game. Okay, tell me to text something.
text the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Oh, she's just looking right at me.
Yep.
Is she
It's making me
texting?
feel
Yeah, she's
weird.
not even
she's never
blinking.
looked at me this
She
long.
didn't blink.
Oh,
This would be great.
The quick brown fox jumped over the R laundry.
close.
I think that's what you
good.
said.
Yeah, I'll edit the podcast so that's what I said. And then we have to do a reaction where I'll be like, quick brown fox jumped over the or the R laundry. Oh! She did it. Edit.
All right, what's next?
Next. Okay, who on the show would get the most beads in New Orleans? The most beads.
Oh, I thought it was
Courtney,
like
because she has
bees, like picking
those
up
bead
ladies.
getters.
Bead getters.
Yeah,
I've
that's
never
what
been.
bead.
Yes.
She
Yes.
does
She's
have
got,
bead
she's
getters.
got
Oh,
some
yes.
big bead getters.
Yes, she does.
I
Yeah.
know Courtney. She's not gonna. I don't see her showing them to anyone, but she's the only one that.
Yeah.
I think that they will enjoy answering Courtney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same
So I
here.
think that that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
Enjoy
yeah.
saying Courtney. Yeah, yeah. So,
But
and
she's
they-
not.
She would.
She doesn't
never.
want to bead.
No.
No, no, no.
At all.
She wants nothing to do with your
No,
beads.
none of that. It's not happening.
Nick, however, will show his.
Nick?
and
Oh,
get
yeah.
a bunch of
I
beads.
did a
gonna get the
joke. I was
most.
just in
So-
New Orleans, and I said I was on the. I was doing a joke about aging and what happens to your body, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I flashed someone, and this guy on a balcony threw up."
All right, what's up?
Next is who on the show probably went through a skateboarding phase?
Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll want.
I don't think he's through it personally. I think he's probably still doing it.
Smack dab in the
It's
middle
funny
of
you
it.
said The other night I was like, should I get back on a skateboard?
I don't know about
I
that.
saw somebody
Wise
doing
idea.
tricks. I saw somebody doing tricks, and then there's this new thing that you could put on your wheels where the wheels won't move, and so you could just do tricks without, just learn them stationary, and then take those things off, and then do the tricks. I was like, I need to get back into this.
Interesting.
So you legitimately had a skateboard and
I had a skateboard
Went through the
time
skateboard
in my
thing.
life. I had a longboard. Yeah, I wasn't like a skateboarder. I wasn't good.
did Tim give it a
No,
shot?
God, no.
I know it would be dangerous.
And unfortunately, the skateboard era gave way to I was just born at the exact wrong time. I started doing rollerblading instead of skateboarding because skateboarding was big. Then rollerblading was like way bigger, like grinding and stuff. And then everybody's like, rollerblading is very uncool. Just kidding. We're going back to skateboarding.
And we haven't left since.
And nobody's left since. And then I'm better at skateboarding or at rollerblading than I am at. So I don't look cool.
I've seen you carry another human on your back
Yes.
while rollerblading.
I guess I'm not that
Briefly.
good at that either. So who did they say?
They'll
They
say
said
Chris.
me, right?
No, they didn't say you. They actually said Brando got more votes than you.
Really?
No, that's not true.
It's the flannel grunge.
Oh,
yeah.
I dressed like it, but
You're
I
either
wasn't.
a lumberjack or a grunge kid. We're not
I
sure.
think I
which.
had a skateboard, but was unable to use it.
Yeah, but no, Tim got the most votes.
That's crazy.
Tim did, yeah.
Wow.
They are way
Yeah.
off on that. I would venture to say that he has been on a skateboard maybe one time.
Really?
I would say that, yeah, maybe even less than
Seems
that.
like an immediate injury.
Yeah, it's not his style at all. But
You know.
maybe I'll get back out there. Who's with me?
Let's do it.
Not me, but
Have
I'll
a good
watch.
time.
This
I'll
carpet
have the
in the
camera
hallway.
pointed right
That
at you.
special lady is going to really love this. You take your skateboard that doesn't move.
I'm looking.
The cool part about all the tricks is not.
I'm looking for a guy.
Super
I'm looking for a
It'd be
guy
great with
who's
your mini
into
trampoline.
searching for a guy who's into soft rock and skateboards that only go straight.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, any more?
One more.
All right.
Okay. Who on the show would make the best dog walker?
Tim, because it's already what he is.
Well, but Courtney has been walking the dog a lot.
Peebo.
But
Yeah,
she's very trip prone.
that's true. You might fall. I think people might say me on this one.
I'd say Tim.
I'm not walking any dogs. I should get 0 votes.
You didn't get 0 votes. But Courtney got like almost half the votes. So it's
Oh, really?
Courtney. Yeah.
Yeah, she's the dog guy.
Yeah. Sponsor plug. She loves New Balance and dogs.
Yeah, you're right.
There we go.
Of course, you picked the
Sponsor
one out
plug.
with the sponsor plug.
may
Thank you
have
so much,
edited that.
Emily.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Emily. We appreciate you coming in, and sometimes nothing hurt our feelings today.
No, it was
Which is
pretty. It was
rare.
pretty. I think we need to go
Except
for
for
it
when-
next week.
Yeah,
Some of the
maybe.
stuff Nikki was
Yeah.
saying.
Thinking about you, but
But it only hurt
everyone
your
else
feelings.
seemed fine,
so it doesn't really
that
count.
doesn't really count.
Doesn't really count.
You have to have feelings.
Yes, to get rid of yes.
That
Yes.
survey says brought to you by Audi Exchange in Kirkwood. Shop the construction sales event at Audi Kirkwood. Visit AudiKirkwood.com.
We just played Survey Says. We had fun playing Survey Says.
You can count on Cantor. Hi, I'm Mark Cantor of Cantor Injury Law. Cantor Injury Law is local, and that's much different than the other lawyers you see advertising. You can count on Cantor to know you and your injury. Count on Cantor to know the law and how to maximize the money you win in your case. You can count on Cantor because we've been winning cases like yours for 30 years. Visit CantorInjuryLaw.com or call us at 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Oh, hey, this is Tom from Salt and Smoke. I like this podcast because it's made by real people who bring their own take on what's doing. Makes my day a little nicer to hear them talk. That's kind of what we try to do at Salt and Smoke. Real food from scratch, made the way we think is best to make your day have a little more flavor. Find your bestie at saltandsmokebbq.com. Oh, and Chris isn't that funny.
Here we go. The latest health advice from TikTok is to start eating dirt. There's even a term for people who eat dirt. They're called crunchers.
That is not true.
Absolutely.
I thought
true.
that was called. It was called like pick. What's that thing where you eat weird things? Pick. Not Pixar.
Water chestnuts? I don't know. They call them this. According to this TikTok, they're called crunchers.
Pica.
Oh, peak. Yeah, that's a where you want to eat things that you shouldn't eat.
Yes, like dirt.
Well, they want to eat them.
Okay.
They want to eat the dirt. They claim it can help with improving gut health, to reducing wrinkles and curing acne.
Do they have any information that these claims that they're
real
saying?
Pseudoscience. So the idea is that dirt is loaded with all kinds of minerals that are good for you, but experts are like, there's other stuff in there too. It's often, they say dirt is often loaded with chemicals and rocks and rusty nails. So they say, well, no, this isn't regular dirt. This is special dirt. It's called biodynamic soil. Most crunchers prefer it in the form of edible chunks of clay. Sites that sell this edible crunchy clay, they use flowery language like saying it has a medium hard crunch and a pleasant earthy taste. I'm sure it has an earthy taste. I don't know how pleasant it is. Not much scientific evidence to back up the health claims.
I mean, I do make fun of all these things because it's just people trying to start to make money on something.
Yeah.
But I was a sucker for all this stuff when I was younger.
You were eating dirt?
No, but like if somebody said, this is a great diet, you eat cabbage soup for like all your meals. And then you throw it, like I was all like into, oh, well, somebody says this works.
Yeah, I'd
try it.
I'll drink lemon juice and cayenne pepper.
Yes. It's good for your gut health. You know, whatever. I've taken swigs of apple cider vinegar. Ooh. Not good. And it's not good for your enamel on your teeth either.
Ew.
Luckily, I didn't stick with that one.
Oh, it just eats off the enamel?
And that's what I've heard. You have to dilute it. Oh. Is it dilute or dilute?
Dilute?
You have to
dilute.
It just sounds weird.
Dilute.
Dilute. Dilute sounds weird. Is it?
That place in Minnesota.
Yeah. You can dilute if you want.
Anyway,
you can dilate.
You're supposed to add water to it.
Water it down.
Mm-hmm.
All right. An 8-year-old girl in Ohio, she's 8, remember? 8-year-old girl in Ohio was reported missing on Sunday morning when her parents hadn't seen her in a couple hours. So they're like, where's the little girl at?
Susie.
Like, we should find out. So they looked into it. Well, security footage showed that the girl got in the family's SUV, she's 8, and drove off. Authorities found her 12 miles away, which would have been, they said it was like a 20-minute drive across multiple highways and surface streets.
How did she know? Where was she going? Or she
went
didn't know?
She went to Starbucks. She went to a Starbucks inside of a Target. She had just ordered a Frappuccino when the police found her. But by the way, the police did let her finish her Frappuccino before they took her home. She had also been shopping. She had $400 in cash. She had spent some of it at the Target. So the cops had the store refund the purchases. They're like, you shouldn't have let this girl buy these things. She's 8.
Yeah, but they didn't know if
it could have been self-checkout too. Target.
This girl, we need to study her. She's a directional genius.
Yeah, she found her way to Target.
You know, when you're young, you don't know where you're going.
She's got a phone.
She had Waze, or
she
like
put
an
it
app.
up on Google.
Starbucks should do a thing. Be like, there's always a anyone can find a Starbucks.
Yeah,
right.
That's how close we are. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, but the girl did fess up to hitting a mailbox somewhere along her journey. So she's too young to be charged criminally, and her parents haven't commented.
What a story.
Yeah,
it's
what
crazy.
is going to become of this girl
For the
someday?
rest of her life, this story is a winner.
It sounds like she's a special kind of kid. We'll have to see.
I would be BFFs with her. I'd probably be in the car with her at that point.
You would be like, let's go walk to the golf course in the dead of winter.
We were going to the country club.
That's not.
We had to walk
somewhat similar
through the golf course to get there, and it was closed, and we cried.
Volkswagen is recalling nearly 100,000 electric SUVs because they say the doors could fly open unexpectedly while driving. They're now calling Volkswagen the Boeing of the road.
Oh, no.
Volkswagen says they're basically faulty door handles.
What kind? A Volkswagen what? Does it say? That's kind of, if you're driving a
it's the
Volkswagen right now.
No, it's the electric SUV.
Okay.
That was, it's their ID4 electric crossover model years 2021 to 2024.
Oh, boy.
So if that's what you got, hang in there. Doors may fly open. They also say the faulty door handles may allow water to get into the circuit board, which could cause them to malfunction, which would cause the door to open on its own, I guess. They say if you've got one, take it to the dealership, get it fixed. Volkswagen ID4 electric crossover model years 2021 to 2024. And today is National IT Professionals Day. And as you may know, I used to work in IT. And I can tell you, there's a lot of celebrating going on in IT land. Because, man, we would do it up every year. No, I just like to think that they're all partying.
I'll take
the help
Craig,
desk.
a slice of apple.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's a good one?
Like that?
On a knife. I'll do this.
Here's your apple. It's on a knife. That's your rando.
Brando's.
The Courtney Show.
Can I do my
You got a little
progressive rock 50-minute solo piece?
It's the Courtney Show, and we are so excited because this morning we have two legendary musicians in our studio, Nick Feldman, Jack Hughes from Wang Chung.
Thank you so much, guys.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
What an honor for you guys to get up early in the morning and come in and play on the show this morning. So cool.
We're going to be sleepwalking through this.
We've been doing it for 4 years.
It's actually not that hard.
Yeah.
That's a soundtrack of so many people's lives. And we were just talking about what does it feel like when you hear about your song, or do you know beforehand that your song is going to be in a movie or on a TV show? Do you have to give permission, I would think?
Usually we do. Although sometimes things happen and we sort of somehow didn't know about it. But we've had a couple of amazing syncs recently.
Yes.
We're in the Amazon Prime Idea of You movie.
Yeah. It's one of Chris Convey's favorite movies that he's seen.
I just watched it like 2 nights ago with my girlfriend, and you know how people watch things these days. We were both on our phone, we were being lazy, and then when your song came on, we both started singing it, and we both were like, well, we know all the lyrics to this song, and because now it's like they've got subtitles up, and we're like, we have been butchering this song
it since it came out
for so long. I was like, I have got to apologize to Wang Chung because I have been singing this the wrong way forever.
Yes.
You want the first one.
I thought we were dancing all day long, and I was wrong.
Although that does work.
It's a bit exhausting.
It was the first time in the whole movie we like perked up and had fun watching it, and then we went back into our phones immediately after it was over. But thank you for that.
People used to come up to us back in the 80s thinking the song was about, it's like a religious song. We were cool on Christ.
Yes, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah,
I will never not sing it like that because I've been doing it for that long that it can't change now.
That's a good market to get.
And what are you really saying?
Cool on craze.
Oh, cool on craze. What's the deal with dance halls too? Because the Kinks had the dance hall song "Come Dancing."
Yeah.
Well, it was a Pally.
Yeah.
Whatever a Pally is.
Yeah.
I think it's
Shut
part
down.
of life in England in the 60s. There were still some leftover dance halls, and in fact, where I grew up, my dad was a saxophone player and was in big bands, and he basically played saxophone in one of these old dance halls, where people came and did all the steps for ballroom dancing and stuff. And I was playing in his band when I was like 12 years old.
So it was just a part of your life.
It sort of was. I never really connected it up as me referencing my own experience, But the nostalgia thing really comes through for people. I think that's part of the appeal of the song,
And who do you guys listen to now? Like, what are you listening to on your playlist?
Last night I just watched the new old version, or the old new version. Sorry, it's really early in the morning. Of Let It Be, the Beatles.
Oh yeah.
That's been remastered or whatever the word is, which was really enjoyable.
So cool.
We both love, Jack and I both love Get Back, the Peter Jackson.
Yeah, that was cool.
8-hour sort of marathon, but it's lovely. Amazing. So.
Yeah.
Are there any artists that are coming up that you're like, man, they've got it. This is going to be a popular artist?
I don't know about popular. But there's a guy called Casa Overall. Who did an album called Animals that came out this year, I think, which I think is just amazing. And I suppose that's in the area of file under rap in a way, but it's full of very good jazz players. It's like amazing piano players. So
now, are you guys all like, you pretty tight with the other big groups of the 80s that were out? I mean, you guys all had to be touring at the same time.
Yeah.
I think we're tighter now in our old age than we were back in the day.
Yeah.
I think in the old days it was a bit more
competitive.
Slightly more competitive. Now there's a sort of community of sort of old guys, old farts.
Have you done any of those tours? Like,
no, we've done quite a few of those, and it's not. I mean, it's quite good because all the different genres sort of merge into one as just this thing called the 80s.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I think it's actually a bit more interesting than being so formatted as it used to be back in the day.
That's what MTV started that, before it was all formatted, and all of a sudden we're just consuming all these different styles and types of music at the same time.
It's very true. It's like, that's a bit like how it was in the UK, or is in the UK, where you had one national radio station, Radio 1, that would play every different type of music. So, and MTV did that in America and brought everything together.
Yeah.
So I think that was obviously very good for us. But
and that was the only way a lot of us, especially in middle America, were exposed to artists that we would have never known because they weren't played on our radio station.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
Exactly.
No, absolutely. That was a great alternative for
What
that
did you
time.
guys think about doing videos? Because you had to do a video.
You had to, yeah.
It was exhausting.
As musicians, we come from the 70s in a way, don't we? As kids, we grew up listening to Led Zeppelin and Genesis, and so we, it's not like we're stage school kids like now, where you're trained to what to do in a video. We just would stand there and wear some ridiculous outfit.
Not knowing what to do with your hands.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you look at the videos, there's, like Everybody Have Fun Tonight was ideal, really, because it just meant singing straight into the camera and trying not to move, and then it was all edited post the filming.
Yeah. What an iconic video, too. That has to be one of the most played videos, I would bet, on MTV.
It's a great video, I think.
It was good. Yeah. We were told to look as miserable as possible. It's quite easy to do. There's a lot of hanging around, as Charlie Watts said. I've been in the music business for 50 years, 1 year playing, 49 years hanging around. But it was like that. You'd get there ridiculously early.
Hurry up and wait.
Wait for your take.
Yeah.
But was it Don't Be My Enemy video? I was wearing all this whole white sort of suit. And I think I had to wait about 10 hours for my shot. And then I had this cup of tea in my hand. Finally being called, I put the tea down and somehow it's sort of all the tea came out of the cup all over my hand.
Oh, no.
I said, God, I've been waiting 12 hours for that.
And you guys recently had an album. You partnered with an orchestra and put out some new music. What, a couple of years ago?
Yeah. 2019, I think.
There's nothing better than me than seeing some of your favorite artists perform at the symphony. I think it is the most beautiful thing. And we recently saw The Who with the symphony.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Damien Rice, and he used to have lots of just incredible symphonic songs as well.
Yeah.
And that has to be that. I mean, it's just the build-up of the music is so incredible.
It was fun to do. Yeah.
It really was, yeah.
I mean, a project like that, there's a lot of prep, so probably 6 weeks of like simulating stuff on computers and how it's going to be, And then you take it, we went over to Prague and for the day, but it's just 1 day of recording, because the musicians get the music put in front of them and they play it. It's not like rock bands.
I know.
It takes 3 days for the bass player to get a sound. And stuff.
All right, don't have a go at me.
You always think I'm getting at you.
Right, we're splitting up. I've had enough.
And tonight you're playing...
I won't play at all if you don't want me to.
Oh, no.
Oh, gosh.
On the air fight.
Interview's going to be viral.
So
That's
tonight...
the great bit of Let It Be, isn't it? When George and Paul are having a bit of an argument. And George says, I won't play at all if you don't want me.
So you're going to be at City Winery tonight. And what can people expect?
You can expect the hits, obviously. But because we're playing a longer set, there's also going to be some deeper cuts and even a couple of new songs. I probably shouldn't say that. New songs, people think, oh. But they're good new songs.
Play the hits.
They kind of sound a bit 80s-ish, don't worry.
Okay, they have that 80s vibe.
You'll put the old outfits on for them. You won't even know.
Shoulder pads in.
Oh man, the shoulder pads. I finished grade school, graduated high school, and graduated college all in the 80s. And shoulder pads, what were we thinking? I mean, they just weren't. I could not go out of the house without shoulder pads.
Right.
Even in T-shirts.
The decade that taste forgot.
All right, so what are you guys gonna play? Are you ready to? You want to take a sip of water or coffee
Yeah.
Oh, God, here we go.
We should probably talk while they're taking sips. I'm just like,
What are you talking about?
Bob, I'm excited to see what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
So am I.
Okay.
Should we do Dance All Day?
Should we do Dance All Days?
I would love it.
That would be wonderful.
Okay. 2,
How's it go?
3, 4. We'll take your baby by the hand and make her do a high handstand, and take your baby by the heel and do the next thing that you feel. We were so in phase in a dance hall dance. We were cool on craze when you and everyone we knew could believe, do, share in what was true. Oh, I said, dance all days, love. We'll take your baby by the hand and pull her close and there, and take your baby by the ears and play upon her darkest fears. We were so in phase in a dance hall days. We were cool on craze when you and everyone we knew could believe, do, share in what was true. Oh, I said, dance all days, love. Dance all days. Dance all days, love. We'll take your baby by the wrist, in her mouth an amethyst, and in her eyes 2 sapphires blue. And you need her and she needs you, 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 and you need her. We were so in phase in a dance hall days. We were cool on craze when you and everyone we knew could believe, do, share in what was true. I said, dance all days, love. Dance all days. Dance all days, love. Well, come and join us in our dance all days.
yeah.
Yes. God, you guys sound amazing.
Feel good.
So incredible.
Chills.
Nick
Incredible.
Feldman, Jack Hughes from Wang Chung. They're going to be at City Winery tonight, and there are a bunch of different levels of tickets you can buy. You can even do a meet and greet with you guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, City. I'm not meeting nobody.
The Courtney Show.
We're so excited to have Nick Feldman, Jack Hughes from Wang Chung. They are Wang Chung. In the studio this morning.
The text line is going crazy. Have you watched it?
No, I haven't even looked at it.
Leslie said, "Oh my goodness, singing the horn part." Loved it.
I'm not a beatbox. I'm a sax box.
There you go. You're a sax machine.
I wish I'd thought of that. That's much better.
We were talking off the air about everybody Wang Chung tonight, putting your own name of your band into a song, and you said it was a placeholder.
Yeah.
Well, you actually said you were the original rappers.
Wang Chung's in the house.
We'll pass right over that.
It was our producer, Peter Wolf, who, when he heard that, he was like, that should be in every chorus. Why you don't have it just as an ad-lib? When he heard the demo, So we kind of restructured it when we were in the studio and made it every chorus. That kind of worked out for us.
Yeah, amazing.
And you guys are going to play that right now for us, right?
That's the plan, isn't it?
Well, we're excited. We're so happy you guys got up early to come in this morning. We know it's not easy and perform for us, but it's so cool to have you guys in studio.
It's a lot easier than doing many things in this life. So, 2, 3, 4. We drove 1,000,000 miles to be with you tonight. So if you feel in love, turn up your radio. The words we use are strong, they make reality. So turn the music on. Whoa, baby, dance with me. Rip it up, move down. Rip it up, move it down to the ground. Yeah. Rip it up, cool down. Rip it up, and get out what's inside of you. 'Cause everybody have fun tonight. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Everybody have fun. Deep in the world tonight. Our heartbeat safe and sound. I'll hold you so close. Just let yourself go down. Rip it up. Rip it up. Move it down to the ground, baby. Rip it up. Cool down. Rip it up. Don't hang me on no party line. 'Cause everybody have fun tonight. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody have fun. We're on the edge of oblivion, and all the world is Babylon, and all the love and everyone, a ship of fools sailing up. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody. Now everybody have fun tonight. Across the nation, around the world. Everybody have fun tonight. A celebration to spread the world. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody have fun.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. Wow.
That is awesome. I think we should just sign off now.
I know. What else can we give people?
Come back from this?
I have always hated my job until right now. This has made it all worth it.
I didn't see you cry. Were tears close?
I was having too much fun. They're telling me what to do. And I'm doing it.
They didn't say anything about crying.
That was incredible. Thank you so much to Nick Feldman, Jack Hughes, Wang Chung on The Courtney Show.
Hi, I'm Mark Cantor. My law firm is Cantor Injury Law. Honor, integrity, loyalty, faith, and family are the principles and the foundation of Cantor Injury Law, and why we get justice for the injured and can win you the big bucks. If you have been in a car accident, truck accident, boating, or ATV crash, or even had a dog bite, please call Cantor Injury Law, 314-628-9999. There is no fee unless you win. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisement.
The Courtney Show.
It's finally Friday. Time for Brando to sing a song.
Time.
Oh, it is time. Finally Friday.
Yeah.
What do you got for us today?
Well, I kind of mentioned earlier, I may have bitten off more than I can chew today.
Would you say you outkicked your coverage?
It's a very appropriate phrase. I definitely outkicked my coverage on this one. So I'm going to try my best, but I hope you appreciate at least the effort. And I apologize in advance. It was one of those things where you get an idea and you're like, oh, God, that's too funny. I have to try to do that. And then you go through that and you're like, now I'm at the moment of truth.
Man, I can't wait for this.
But it's the song.
Oh, yes.
This has to be the song,
Oh, my
right?
God.
It has to be the song.
This is so hard to sing.
It is the dumbest thing I've ever done. All right, here we go. I got to hold the mic, too.
I start off with a number in the middle of my back. And I hoped that the weatherman would cut me some slack. So I dance, try my best to get voted through. Wear the blue and my first pair of performance boots. So many hugs, splits tear me apart. The pointing of toes and one special knot. Kicking highest.
But it rhymed.
Oh, my God. That is unbelievable. I'm going to have to listen to that like 10 times because I was so focused on how good the voice was that I at one point I was like, I've got to I got to pay attention to these lyrics.
I'm trying so hard to enunciate, but it is so hard to enunciate when you're making that voice.
That was unbelievable.
You guys got to watch the video. The way he I've never seen him grip the mic like that.
It's like...
That's a masterpiece.
You had to... It doesn't sound right if you don't. It just sounds like a Muppet.
That was tremendous.
You're probably going to be your voice is like permanently injured now.
It hurts.
People are going to be talking about this years from now and be like, yeah, I was in the room.
I was in the room
that
day.
Damaged his voice. Song obviously about the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader show on Netflix.
Special Knot was really funny.
Special Knot.
And kicking high as... I mean, I got to go back and listen to the lyrics.
Pointing of toes.
In awe of the Brian Johnson voice.
Yeah, and I like the performance boots. Remember they made a big deal about these are not regular boots. These are performance boots. So.
Oh my God. That was a triumph.
That was great.
God,
that was not a regular song.
So happy to be done with that.
The Courtney Show.
It's time for court. Court is in session.
All rise. This court with the Honorable Judge Van Landrum presiding is now in session.
Please be seated. Nobody rose for me.
Sure we did.
It's too hard to get off the chair and back on the chairs.
Getting back on is the difficult
You
part.
would hear us.
Bring in the wheel. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry.
Long day.
Afton, that delightful laugh that you hear is our friend Afton, host of Throwback Live and friend of the show and fill-in whenever we call. She's always there. Thank you to Afton. All right.
She's here, and it doesn't even matter to her that her kids are late for school every time she comes in.
You got a new driver in the house.
Yeah.
And it's your oldest, Jude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they are late again today.
It's been a thing.
And it
We're on a
wasn't his
streak.
fault. It was a
No.
forgotten item, had to go back and get it.
Yes, and we just live so far away from school, so.
And he stresses out and he drives like a...
He drives like a grandma, which I appreciate. I'm glad that he does because he's not reckless.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
So you just had to let him know it's not
okay.
a big deal.
It's okay.
Yeah, Aaron's our grandma driver. He's very safe.
We love a grandma driver.
That's great.
Yeah, he drives. I see on Live 360. Like
That's what I'm doing, just
completed
tracking
an
him.
11-minute drive or something. Top speed will be like 56. I'm like, good job, buddy.
Let's see. How fast is he going right now?
I think they finally made it, but I think I told you guys the other day, it was like the speed limit is like 45 and we're like at 42. Yeah. 39.
What's our distance driving from your house to get the kids to school?
It's a 25-minute drive.
That's a good haul.
It's from the west end of Belleville all the way to O'Fallon.
How's he
So
feel
it's
about
insane.
highway driving?
He doesn't do a lot of it. He drives 15.
Yeah.
Because we live on the west end. So he drives 15 all the time. And he does pretty well. But he's definitely, the other day, he drove like maybe 60, which is 55 there. And I was like, whoa, what are we
is
doing?
happening?
Wow.
And he still was able to control the car?
Barely, I'm sure.
So 25-minute drive to school?
Yeah.
This is not really a good advertisement for the west side of Belleville School District.
Not if you're going to
Like,
go.
we're right here.
I know.
But they go to...
They go to a very small private school.
yeah.
Yeah. We have one in public school. He's doing great.
Yeah.
It's great. We
All
love
right.
public school.
Hey,
we
now.
like all the schools.
Yes.
They're like, what is going on?
You sound like Chris and Tim. We love all the schools and all the moms
That's
and
right.
teachers,
All of them.
nurses.
They're all great.
Nothing controversial
That's
here.
right.
Keep moving.
Conflict avoidant.
All right, so I'm going to go over some disputes that are happening in different areas. But first, to settle the chili dog dispute,
Chili dog gate.
Nick has texted in his thoughts on sucking on chili dogs.
Oh,
if it's
really?
a slush puppy or if it's, because we always laugh at the lyric in Jack and Diane. He sent me the video for Jack and Diane. And he wrote, they are literally eating chili dogs in the video. Ain't no drank, is what he wrote.
And he is right.
Ain't
That
no
fork has
drink.
spoken.
Then
Yeah.
he said, now apologize to chili dogs. You know how he feels about a chili dog. It's like
I
his
don't.
Oh,
He loves
He
the
loves
chili
that
dog?
chili dog pizza.
he has chili dog cufflinks.
Does he really?
One of our friends, Tim and Dana, had made for him.
That is great.
He loves that. I think he might have lost one, though. Yeah, you could get all kinds of funny cufflinks
Oh, that's
made.
great.
Etsy.
I
in
mean,
those kind of places.
I think that settles it. And it makes sense that Nick would be the settler,
Yeah.
you know?
So, but I mean, I never knew a chili dog, a slush puppy was called a chili dog. And the mascot was named Chili Dog. Mm-hmm. It does make more sense, though, for the
Does, but
song.
why-
For it to be the
why
drink. But
are
if they in the
eating
video,
chili
they're eating
dogs?
chili
Yeah.
dogs.
I know, you're right.
That's it for me.
Okay, that's it.
The evidence
Case
is
closed.
there.
Huh? Yes. Case
Guilty.
closed. All right. All right. This is one I've had for quite a while, and I bring it up because of the fact that Nikki Glazer, our friend of the show, we haven't talked to her in a while. She's having quite, I don't know if you guys have heard, quite a year for
Big
her.
year.
Yeah, a little bit.
Somebody posted a picture of a concert they attended, and they said, am I the jerk? They're not using jerk.
Right.
To ask this woman to remove her hat during a concert. She refused, said it would mess up her hair, not a country concert, and it's not a cowboy hat. And here's a picture of the hat in question. They're right in front of them. She's got a hat on.
Uh-huh.
I wonder why she's wearing the hat.
Well, because some people look great in hats. I do not have a hat face.
No, I don't have a hat head.
I don't think I'm a hat person.
But the hat is right in their line of view. I don't think you're a jerk for asking them, but I don't think she's a jerk for saying no either.
Yeah,
I
and I don't
kind
think
of
it's going to
agree.
improve. I feel like that picture was taken down pretty low.
Know where you're going, though, with your attire.
Yeah, what's your...
Like at the Fox Theater, you should not wear a hat. I'm sorry.
no.
Unless you're
What's
going to
your
take it
hat
off.
radius, you know? Like...
Yes. What's the brim?
Yeah.
What's everything? I don't think either It would be annoying, though, if you sat behind that person and your view is skewed the whole show because of a hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but would a tall person also block that? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. That's also another thing. Like when somebody sits down in front of you and there's a child, and right in front of you is not the child. You want the child to sit in front of you.
Right.
Not the long torsoed person.
Right.
Yeah, Snake Man.
Yes. Like Guy Phillips gets complaints because he's very long torsoed. So people see him walk in and are like,
Like,
yeah,
oh, yeah, we're good.
we're good. But then he does block some
Didn't
views.
count.
Hit him with the
Those
long
little tiny
torso.
leg.
And the what Nikki brought up was at one of the Taylor Swift concerts, the last one in Vancouver, a girl had her hands in the air up above her head with her phone filming almost the whole time.
Ugh.
And she said her strong opinion was, well, she asked her followers on Instagram, but she was bothered. And I think she was almost didn't put it up, but she's like, it's okay for 30 seconds at a time, like here and there.
Right. Or this is my favorite. This is my favorite song. I want my favorite song.
But the whole show to have your hand, you need to have it down low.
Yep.
You cannot do this and block the view.
No.
And most of her followers agreed. Do you guys agree with that?
Totally agree.
I would agree.
And I
yeah,
don't
with
understand
followers.
doing that in the first place. Like, just enjoy the show that you're at. You can see all of those videos all over social media. Like,
Right.
why? Just enjoy it.
Yes.
I take less and less videos and pictures now, even of my own kids. I'm like, somebody else will take a picture of them.
Yeah. It's
Did
just,
you get a picture of my kid? Yeah, give it here.
just enjoy the show.
You just that to me
Ugh. Yeah, I don't like it.
is bothersome.
Agree.
Especially for that moment. And then also because of the feeling that everybody got from the show. You don't want to have an angry feeling.
Right.
Because
Plus, you've all spent a ton of money to be there.
But it's supposed to be this place where everybody's happy and sharing the love, and there shouldn't be any
bad vibes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's bad vibing.
That's a bad
That's
vibe.
just putting out nothing but bad vibes with that.
All right, I have one more.
Okay.
Oh wait, guilty.
Guilty.
You got to just be head on a swivel. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't ruin the experience for somebody else.
Agree.
My birthday is near Christmas within a week. How do others feel about being gifted one thing that covers both?
Absolutely not. I have a strong take on that.
I won't be in my car to hear answers. So maybe a Facebook discussion? No. Well, this is where we'll podcast.
Yeah.
It's the first holiday for me and my significant other, and he told me he's lumping my gifts together, and I am feeling some sort of way about it. I don't want any identifying info, but I would love to see if others feel the same way I do.
It's an absolute no.
Unless it's something you really, really, really want and it's very expensive and you're just kind of combining to make one big present, but you still have to have like cake and ice cream or something. You have to acknowledge the
would
birthday.
you do that if they wanted something really big for their birthday and their birthday was in June? Like, oh, and by the way, this is part of your Christmas too. So
Yeah, I might
come
do
Christmas
that.
time.
I'm kind of mean though.
You would not do that. You would never do that.
I think birthdays and other holidays have to be separate.
I've essentially done that though, because Aaron wanted like a big gaming PC, and I was like, "This is not a birthday present or a Christmas present. That we're not shelling out thousands of dollars." And so he just got money from like his birthday, and he saved money, and then eventually it turned into like, "Okay, you're going to take your money, and we'll combine that with
I think
with
that's-
ours, and we will buy
That's
you
okay.
this gaming
I think that's
PC."
different. I think that's different.
That's totally different.
I think it's when you combine it. Unless the person is like okay with it. So like, my aunt and uncle have a certain budget for the kids for Christmas and birthday. Beck has a December birthday. He asked my uncle, can I combine it to get this Nintendo Switch?
Right.
And he was like, sure. But that was his choice, not like, oh, and by the way, this is for both. Like, that's not fair.
In a this is more, if you have a kid, that's a different story, I think. I think this is a relationship thing. And
But
it's
she's
their
clearly
first,
not okay with
she's
it.
not okay with it.
Has she said that?
She needs to say it.
Gotta say it. Because
Yeah.
people who don't have those holiday birthdays don't know, but the people who have them are like,
They know
this
it
is
all.
kind of a bummer.
They know it all.
Yeah.
I just don't care about getting gifts, but I think I would probably think differently if my birthday was I was sharing it with a holiday every year. That is a gift-giving holiday.
Yes.
Valentine's Day is a different story.
You're like, I'm sick of sharing my birthday with Arbor Day.
Right. It's not fair.
No one pays any attention to me. All they talk about is trees, trees, trees.
Right.
Well,
traditional Arbor Day gifts.
I think she just has to be honest if it bothers her.
Yeah, because some people it might not bother.
Because he doesn't know. And maybe it's a giant gift, and that's why he's doing it for both.
But that has to just all be discussed up.
I know. You're right.
Yeah.
I think it's better to just ask a radio program.
Communication is the key.
That's right. We're solving relationship problems.
We
here.
are. All right. And chili dog problems. That is Court's Court. Afton is here to bring us some sunshine this morning.
Insanity.
The Courtney Show.
All right, so we all know how the internet ruined our lives in multiple different ways. Ruined our kids' lives, our parents' lives,
Pets'
Society.
pets' lives. Everybody's life is made worse because of the internet.
Yeah, there was something.
Agreed.
Some study just done about kids oversharing pictures or parents oversharing pictures of their kids has a negative impact on them.
Yeah. I was watching something the other night where the generation that has always had internet is the most anxious, and it's like basically it aligns up perfectly with kids that have always had phones since they were 13
Yes.
or something, whatever that, like, since 2000, I don't know, 16, their lives are just statistically
They're anxiety
worse.
riddled.
Anxiety is a big part of it.
Yeah, it's weird. It affects them in, like...
Smartphones have made lives a little bit worse, but not remarkably worse but then when you started adding social media to it, it just plummeted.
Yeah, and I don't know if this connects to the oversharing of like kids' pictures or something, or just sharing kids' pictures. I don't know how it affects the kids, but there are kids that I know that I've never talked to that I recognize, and I know them because I know their parents, and I know that they've shared pictures of the kids.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Right, yeah.
We were
it's better that you're following the parents and they're sharing than you following the kids.
Well, like there's a neighbor, a friend of ours, who her daughter plays volleyball, and Alex was like, "Oh, we got to ask her if she wants to like help Amelia out at some point, or like like a coach or something on the side." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that would be fun." And then I happened to see the daughter out, and I had to stop myself. I almost walked up and said, "Hey, would you want to come over and work with Amelia?"
Oh man!
And I was like, "Wait, I don't know her.
She doesn't know, and worse, she doesn't know me.
She probably doesn't know
that's
me."
so
I was
creepy.
like, knock it off. You can't do that. You don't know this person. You can't just be like, "I've seen you on Facebook. Would
Yeah.
you like to come over to my house?"
I think there's PSAs about that.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
schools now.
I might as well be driving a white van.
Yeah. Well, there was a remote tribe that was given internet for the first time, and it was a complete disaster. So this tribe in Brazil, deep in the Amazon rainforest, was given access to the internet through that Starlink satellite service, and
Oh no.
turned everybody into quote unquote internet obsessed zombies. So one of the elders was like, "This is really bad news, because in the village, if you don't hunt, fish, and plant, you do not eat." So they had to restrict internet access to 2 hours in the morning, 5 at night, and then all day on Sunday. But basically, they've got group chats full of gossip. They're now addicted to social media. They are dealing with abusive online strangers. So they'll post things, and people will just be mean to them.
Oh my gosh.
We don't know.
Yeah,
We
they
didn't
don't know
realize
this stuff.
They didn't realize the bliss they had.
Yeah, they're streaming hours and hours of sports. They're dealing with violent video games. They're dealing with scams, misinformation, and then, of course, stuff.
Porn.
Yeah, that's the fun stuff. But they said some of it was good. It allows some people in the tribe to chat with loved ones who live far away, educational opportunities, share their lives with others, and getting information that have saved lives in emergency situations. But mixed reviews. One leader said, "I think the internet will bring us much more benefit than harm, at least for now." I don't know about that. Another one said, when arrived, everyone was happy, but now things have gotten worse. Young people have gotten lazy because of the internet.
But think of all the stuff that you figured out how to do by watching YouTube. Like how many projects and things you just like, I don't know how to do this. Wait, YouTube.
I think I would be happy to have never known about the internet.
Me too.
You know, I think
I lived a whole life.
Yes, I think cell phones, I think, are good for things. And I really benefited from text messaging. That was
you're a good text messenger.
I benefited very, very strongly from that. So I would stop it right then. Stop the vote. Stop the count. But yeah, the internet, I don't know
why. All I can think of is Napoleon and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure when I hear that. This Amazon tribe getting internet. Yes. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, because he's like learning about the world.
Yes, he goes to the ice cream place.
Yeah. What else? Is he obsessed with
miniature golf? Is it miniature golf? I don't remember. It's been so many years, but
I haven't seen that in a long time.
He's very adventurous about everything.
Yes.
Whereas other people don't care as much.
No, that is very funny.
Hurt in a car accident? Injured on the job? At Cantor Injury Law, we know how overwhelming it can feel. With over 100 years of combined local legal experience and over $500 million won, we fight to get you the justice you deserve.
You can count on Cantor Injury Law to stand by your side. You pay nothing out of pocket. We only win when you win.
When you're injured, count on Cantor. Cantor Injury Law, 314-628-9999, or visit CantorInjuryLaw.com.
You can count on Cantor.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
The Courtney Show.
This is the most exciting thing to happen in this studio since I can't remember what. So, just outside of our studio door, we have a celebrity mystery guest waiting to come in. Brando and Tim do not know the identity of this celebrity mystery guest. I am going to bring them in. I'm going to put them at one of the microphones, and then you guys will be able to ask yes, no questions only. The celebrity mystery guest may or may not be disguising their voice. I don't know what they're going to do. If you get a yes on a question, you then have the opportunity to do a follow-up question from your yes. May take you down a line.
Okay.
If you get a no, it goes to the other person. Tim, Brando, are you ready for me to bring the celebrity mystery guest in?
I'm so ready.
I'm freaking out.
All right.
And I need to go to therapy to find out why this makes me so anxious.
I can't see
I'm losing my mind. We
any
both
of the buttons that I'm supposed to be pushing.
Just as being in here with blindfolds would make me anxious, but the idea that a celebrity is going to come in too, which makes me anxious even when it's not a mystery guest and it's just like I know somebody's coming, I still freak out for some reason.
Yeah.
And this is just a perfect storm, and this person has entered the studio, and
I'm hoping I have that person's microphone turned on. We'll find out.
All right.
Testing.
boy.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Celebrity mystery guest, are you ready?
I think so. I gotta disguise my voice, talk like Harvey Fierstein or something, so they don't know it's me.
Okay, you guys ready to?
My voice is a dead giveaway, so I'm gonna talk really weird like this.
Yes, no questions only. I'll just play it by ear and give you guys a few minutes. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
And go.
Mystery guest, are you a musician?
No, I'm not.
Not a musician.
Mystery guest are you in St. Louis to sing in any capacity?
No, thank heavens.
Mystery guest, are you here to tell jokes?
Yes, that will be part of it, yes. I'm giving you extra help here. I know it's terrible.
No, it's okay. You do whatever you want.
Mystery guest, do we know you best from television?
Yes.
Got one, Brando? Mystery guest, do we know you best from Saturday Night Live?
No, unfortunately.
That was a good one.
I would love that.
Mystery guest.
Stay on the TV thing.
Do we know you from a situation comedy?
No.
Mystery guest, do we know you best as a stand-up comedian?
Ooh, two-part question, I think.
Best, though?
Best. Some I am a stand-up comedian as well, and many do, but not best as, not best as.
No.
Yeah.
Mystery guest, do we know you best as a comedic actor?
Yes.
Okay.
But not in a sitcom. What does that mean?
See, you made it hard. It's good. Yeah.
No.
Well, ask about ask eras, decades.
Okay.
I have many.
The thing they're most known for.
Yes. Mystery guest is your sweet spot of notoriety in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean that and...
Is that a yes?
And the 90s?
No.
Nah.
Oh, and the 70s?
And part of the 80s, yeah.
Mr. Guest, the show that you were on was a comedy?
No.
Okay.
I was going to... Mr. Guest, are you sure you're not Ruth Buzzy?
No, but I'm friends with her on Twitter. I love her.
Courtney's
I'm friends
a
with her on
huge
Instagram.
fan.
I love me some
Loves
Ruth
her on
Buzzy.
Twitter.
I love her. I've met her. She's awesome.
This is a comedic actor that was not on a comedy show that is best known for a show that was on the late 70s and early 80s.
Yes.
Mystery guest, are you Cher?
Gypsies, scrambling thieves.
It has been said that Cher, cockroaches, and I will survive nuclear war.
Oh.
Yes.
All right, guys. I'm going to play some music.
Oh, no. I got to...
All right.
Can we take them off or
It's
no?
gonna be like a dead
No.
giveaway. It's gonna be dead.
Yeah,
Are you
totally.
good-
We're done because we need to talk to
You're
you.
giving up. Okay.
I'm
all
giving
right.
up.
Jesus, he's giving up. All right.
Turn it up your computer.
I'm loving talking like Harvey Weinstein is cracking me.
It'd be really funny if that's actually your voice.
That'd be
Like,
very
that was just my voice.
I
the whole time.
I can only picture the person that I was picturing that we've eliminated already.
Okay, you ready?
Wow.
Okay.
That's great.
Oh, my gosh. From Little House on the Prairie.
It's Nellie Olson.
Oh, my God.
It is Allison Arngrim in studio. Now, the
Don't
first,
really talk like that. Did you
Oh
like my
my
Harvey
gosh.
Firestein
That was
impersonation?
fantastic.
Oh, it's my Harvey Firestein impersonation. I love him so much.
the first bad girl ever on TV. The first, I mean, really.
Hi.
Oh, the
And no,
best.
Little House wasn't a comedy per se, but me
your
and
role-
Mrs. Olsen were a
Yes.
scream. We were very funny.
For sure. Wow, that's
Oh, my
I
gosh.
don't know how long we would have gotten there eventually.
We'd have been here all day.
I'd like to think.
We have so many things to
great.
talk. How long of a conversation do we have about Little House on the Prairie one
And I
day?
do love Ruth Buzzy, and we are friends on the internet, and I've met her a couple times. She is
No
awesome.
kidding.
Yeah, Ruth Buzzy's the best, yeah.
We talk about Little House to the point where people make fun of us.
Yes, they're like,
Yes,
okay, can
you
we
are
move
Little
on?
House freaks. Good. Because sometimes, we were saying you get the guys, and they're like, no, I didn't watch it, unless they had sisters or something. Then
Yes.
they all like it.
Right.
Yeah.
How old were you when you played Nellie Olson?
I was 12 years old when I started on the show, and I was 19 by the time I left. Because I started out as a hideous little girl, became a hideous teenager, and then I got married and got nice and had twins at a restaurant, and I had a hubby and twins. And then, 7 years, the contract is up, there's renegotiation.
Yeah.
So magically, we suddenly moved to New York, called, hi, you're not getting a raise. So
Is that what happened when
this
they
is
brought
TV. This is
Nancy
how these-
in?
And then my evil, hideous adopted sister. I love her. People hate Nancy. People say, no, I like Nellie, but I hate Nancy.
No, I did
'Cause
not
she was
like
such
you
a
either.
Psycho.
I didn't
Thank
like
you.
either.
Well, Nancy
Good,
was
good.
like,
Nancy
they
was
made her
more
meaner
psychotic.
or something.
She was crazy, and that was her choice. Because I got to meet her. We did the Return of Nellie episode, which is weird. Because normally in Hollywood, if you do leave a series, they don't go, "Hey, you want to come back for an episode?"
Yeah,
for
right.
kids? They were like, "Sure." And I'm like, okay. And I got to meet her, and she was so smart. She's like all of 11 years old, and she said, "Well, I grew up watching you, and you were kind of doing, imperious, bitchy, and I decided to go for crazy."
She was crazy.
And I
She
said,
nailed it.
nailed. Yeah, you are really psycho. You're
Psychopath.
fabulous.
I
And she
remember
said,
you
yeah.
going to her room and
Yes.
talking to her and you were trying to console her and
Yeah,
teach her
she's
look,
awful.
this is I did this before.
You don't
and-
be like me. And she's like,
Yeah.
no. She said, no, I decided to go with it. She was really profoundly mentally disturbed and that this was a thing. And I'm like, you are very smart. And that is an excellent choice.
Because she was adopted, so we don't,
And she
we
said,
didn't know
I
what
didn't
her
want to
background
copy
was.
you. I wanted to go with a different angle. I mean, she's like 12 and she came up with this. The kids are geniuses.
It was so
It's brilliant.
smart.
Yeah. No. So I love Allison Bolson, Nancy. She's
How
great.
did it feel though at that age? Because you're young, and people like me
Yes.
are
Shaded
watching
them.
at home, and they dislike you because
Yes.
you're portraying such a great character.
It was very weird. Now, I grew up in show business. I was working since I was 5, 6 years old, and my family were in show business. And so I grew up around it, and I liked villains. I liked horror movies, and I liked the villain characters.
They've
and
got to be the
things.
most fun to play.
Right. So, and it was a little girl. I saw Peter Pan. I'm like, yeah, Captain Hook, awesome. And so I liked villains. So when I got out, I'm the villain. So I thought it was really funny, and I liked it. And I thought it was hilarious, the stuff she did. good. So I was into it, but it was weird because I would go out in public and people threw things at me and called me. I actually got hit in the face with a cup of McDonald's orange soda during a Christmas parade.
You're
That's just
kidding.
No
Christmas,
way.
right in the face.
That just shows you how great you were at that role, though, but you can't.
Hated
Well, and that show wouldn't have worked had you not been a part of that.
'Cause everyone's so nice.
Everyone was so nice, and you're like, all right, not everybody's that nice.
But see, everyone has a Mrs. Olsen at their job. Everyone has a Nellie at their school.
Yeah.
People could identify. They were like, yes, I know this. I've met these people.
Yeah, right.
It totally worked.
I mean, we've talked about the weird episodes of Little House, too.
Yes, the
Okay.
dark side of Little House.
The clown one.
Thank you. Okay, I literally was having lunch with Sylvia yesterday. Yesterday, we were having tea and snacks.
The one that played the little
Olivia
girl.
Barish, who's a marvelous woman. She's so funny. Oh, my God. And she played little, poor, ill-fated little Sylvia who gets assaulted by the evil blacksmith in a clown mask, which makes
Yes.
it just like, why did it
It's
happen?
all-
Why?
and the
Why
clown mask
was it the
itself
clown
was
mask?
creepy, too.
It was bad enough that they did
That
this
episode.
very special episode.
Doc
We're going to
should
do
have
a
seen
thing
it
about
coming.
children being assaulted, but then we're going to put a guy in a clown
Yes.
mask. Oh my God, give everyone nightmares. And everyone always like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "No, really, no, I'm fine, thank you." She's thinking of writing a book called Getting Assaulted by a Clown in Little House in the Prairie.
Yes.
was the least bad thing that happened to me in Hollywood.
Oh, that's great.
So it's like-
because everybody talks about it.
But she talks about how wonderful Michael and everyone on the set, and even the guy playing the horrible blacksmith guy, how nice they were. They were like, "Are you okay?
Yeah.
Is this all right? Stop," and making sure everything was okay, that she was comfortable, that nothing untoward was happening. And she said it was amazing because, nowadays you hear about how badly people can be treated on sets during sensitive scenes, and there they were in the 70s going, "Really seriously, are you okay? Can we do that?"
It was a lot.
And they were. She said they were so kind to her, and she said, "No," she said, "I've had much worse experiences than that on set."
That's
That was
very
actually,
funny.
She said, "That was a good day. What can I tell
It's a
you?"
great title of a book, though.
Yeah.
I just pulled up the clown mask.
Olivia is a
frightening.
riot, and so she's alive and well. And I literally had lunch with her the day before I flew out here. Yeah.
And
On Tuesday.
as far as people are redoing things now. You got the new Cobra Kai movie that now
Yeah.
switches all of the bad people to good people, and who
That's
really
a
was
little
the
weird.
bad people, who were the bad people. Honestly, Half Pint kind of means sometimes.
Well, yes.
She pushed you down in that wheelchair
Well,
down the
and
hill.
she's the one who poisoned the cinnamon chicken with the cayenne pepper.
Yes.
How did she know we weren't allergic? She could have hurt us.
Right. But you know what I'm saying? I can see somebody revisiting that. Like, well, Nellie was bad, but she was sneaky bad,
Laura
too.
was doing stuff, too.
Yeah.
Harper Collins, the people who published Little House on the Prairie and who published my book. Thank you.
Confessions of a Prairie Bitch.
How I Survived Being Nellie Olsen and Learned to Love Being Hated. Marvelous. They're very clever. And they have done reissues of Little House books and books about Little House. And they did a book when Nellie met Laura. And it's basically a retelling of On the Banks of Plum Creek, that whole book when Nellie shows up, but from Nellie's point of view.
Oh, that's great.
Like, why is
that's so
everyone
smart.
being so mean to me? No, why do they like Laura? I mean, really? And she's and like from her point of view, it's like you people just don't understand me. It's hilarious.
It's really good. It's a great idea. Well, what was our deal too? At that age and that time, why were we all into prairie stuff?
It was a thing. Okay, so we were coming out of the 60s where with the hippies, there was a lot of retro kind of prairie, earthy, crunchy 1800s and flowy dresses. So the Holly Hobby was hot that
Holly
week.
Hobby. I had a Holly Hobby.
I had the Holly Hobby doll.
oven. Instead of the Easy Bake, I had Holly Hobby.
What were the not Barbies that you had?
I had the Sunshine Family. They were like hippies.
Exactly.
They were
We
hippies.
literally had hippie Barbie
Yes,
doll with a
yes.
camper. Yes, that was a camper.
They did not have a camper.
Didn't have a camper.
No, they weren't.
They were just
my,
tenting it.
my Barbie had a camper. My Barbie had a camper. She was cool. But yeah, it was that kind of stuff. And then we had a big recession in the early 70s. By like 73, 74, was it whip inflation now? Gas rationing. It was financial. It sucked. It was terrible. And the thing is, when Laura was a little girl in the 1800s, 1870s, there was a recession. She wrote the books. They came
couldn't get
out
gas anywhere.
at the height of the Great Depression. They came out in the 30s. So the books were a hit in the Depression. And then what happens? They do the show in the middle of the 1970s recession.
Oh, you're right.
So that's why whenever Paul would say, "What do you, a slate pencil's 2 pennies now," everyone would home go, "Ah, ha,
Like, see?
Yeah, no kidding.
We deal with that,
yeah.
too.
Yeah, and they
That's
thought it was
crazy.
dreadfully funny. They joke about the prices of things being a nickel, and everyone at home who could barely pay rent would go, "Well, yeah, you're telling me about it." And so it kind of resonated with people, and it was very clever, very, very clever.
Well, have you noticed what your who are your fans? Because they're all over the place. You were telling me outside.
140 countries. Shows on in 140 countries. Wow. We're very popular. Obviously, we're huge with women at the time of the show, the moms and the kids. A lot of young girls watch it because they read the books in the show.
What are you trying to say? I was really a big fan.
No, they've got men. She's got men.
It's all over. We have a huge gay and lesbian following. We have young women, older women, guys. It tends to be younger guys. We don't. I don't know.
I'm a
you're
younger
just
guy.
barely into our demographic. You're right in there. But in France, it's everybody because it was on every day at lunch for years. The
Isn't
whole
that
country got
funny?
into it.
Really? She's huge in France. Well, you're big here too.
The three countries that seem to dig us the most are Argentina, Japan, and France.
No way.
They're obsessed
Japan.
in France. Also, the Germans, they're keeping up. There are a lot of mail from Germany lately, but the French, it's La Petite Maison de la Prairie, and then, of course, Nellie Olsen, she's bad. We like her. She seems perfectly, seems like a nice girl to me. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, they don't think I'm mean. They think I'm French. So they really dig Little House. They love it, love it, love it, love it there.
And you said you're stand-up as well. You know, Tim Condi's a stand-up comedian as well.
I started doing stand-up comedy as a teenager, like 15, 16 years old. I was at the Comedy Store in the Improv.
No way. They're like, it's Nelly, guys.
I know, and it was weird. And that's why around 2001, I was like, okay, we just got to do it this way. I started doing a whole one-woman show where I just came right out and went, yes, fine. I am a bitch. Do people have any idea what I've had to put up with? Of course I'm a bitch. And just launched straight into it, talking about the show. And people went nuts. And I have a whole question and answer segment and a whole thing come out in the wig at the end. Just really silly stuff. And people went wild. And then I wound up doing the book, Confessions of a Prairie Bitch, with my whole life story before Nelly, during Nelly, and people throwing things at me and what it's like to have everyone hate you when you're 12.
It's crazy.
And still, because I was at an autograph show. And this woman comes in, middle-aged lady, very nice, but she was like smoke is coming out of her ears. She could barely contain herself.
Jeez.
She's like white with rage. She just comes up to the table, and I'm like signing autographs. People are going, hi, how are you? She says nothing. She doesn't say hello. She comes up to my table and goes, I forgive you, and walks out.
She might need some time with some counseling.
So I thought, she's still mad. She was like holding this in for 30, 40 years. She's like still angry from when I was 12.
That is so funny.
It's really a weird phenomenon.
But it's great.
Luckily,
Seems like
I
you've
think it's a
embraced.
hoot.
Seems like you've embraced it, though.
Oh, yeah.
It was at some point. It was like, can't beat him, join him.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I either need to get on this train or some. And I thought I've got to find some way to take this and like twist it around in some way to make it good for me. Because it's not going away. These people are all going to still be really hung up on this show.
And they're still watching it.
Oh, my God, 140 countries all day long. And I thought, well, at least it's a good show. It's well written, well acted, well directed.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not like a bad show from the 70s. And then I had this great character, and I enjoyed it. I liked playing her. I liked being on the show. I'm still friends with people. So I thought, that's not so bad. Okay. And so, well, what if I turned it around and made it part of the stand-up, made it part of this? And it worked out. And then the book was a hit. And I've just gone all over the country. And it's the 50th anniversary this year.
Is it?
The
Oh,
50th.
no way. Wow,
50
I didn't
years.
know that.
And we have events everywhere. We're starting in March with the big Simi Valley. It's where we film the show, the location. And we've got recreation of sets, the
Oh, no,
entire
really?
cast. I mean, everyone is coming.
So it's like a Comic-Con for Little House.
Didn't we
Yeah,
have
it's going to be like Woodstock.
Didn't we do that story? I feel like we've
I
talked
bet you
about
may have, 'cause
this
it's
week.
big.
There was like 6 or 7 of you all going to be there.
Walnut Grove, Minnesota, of course, is doing a big thing in July. But there's events all year. We're in Kentucky in April. We're going to be at Branson, Missouri in November. Whole bunch of casts just all over the country. Here. Multiple events all year long. I'm going to get no rest. And like, so this is, I did my show, my stand-up show at the Sierra Madre in California, Sierra Madre Place, sold out 2 weekends, sold out solid.
Oh, wow.
Then I'm here. Then I'm in France. Then I'm in Simi Valley. Then I'm in Kentucky. And then it just like goes on like that for the whole year.
But you're here in St. Charles.
This is going to be wild. I am here all weekend at the St. Charles Convention
Yes.
Center. All weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I will absolutely, I have all my best Nelly pictures that I can autograph for you and sell you. I have bonnets. I do. I have
nice.
handmade in Walnut Grove, Minnesota. And yes, I autograph them. I can get you a bonnet. And I have aprons. I have aprons that say who's going to do the cooking. And
I love your merch.
I have
Good merch.
T-shirts. I have T-shirts that say the official Alison Arngrim, if I lived in France, I'd be retired by now, 2024 tour. Because I would.
Well, I mean, you really were on at a time when the whole United States was captivated because we only had a select number of shows.
Right.
And so we were all watching it at the same time.
And then you had kids on it, too. And not a lot of shows were centered around kids.
Right. And the lead character is this little girl who's, but she's a tough little girl, and she, really gets out there and has adventure. She's not like a little girl, boring little girl. She's like a little girl, even the boys give it. Yeah, she rides a horse and she does crazy things, goes fishing, has adventures, and then you had villains and you had scary episodes and upsetting episodes. We had the guy who came back from the Civil War, and he's addicted to morphine. I mean, terrible things happen on the show, but they dealt with them in a real Ingalls 1800s go get 'em way, and it really worked out.
Well, I think so many people are going to see you. I mean, the Working Women Survival Show have brought some of my favorite people in as the special guest every year.
Everybody.
Molly Ringwald. I was.
Oh my God, I love her.
I got to meet her when she came to town a few years ago. But I mean, Oprah Winfrey was here for the Working
She was like the
Women's-
kickoff. She was like, yeah. Did you have Morgan Fairchild? I think you had Morgan Fairchild.
For sure.
I love
do you
her.
even doubt it?
Yeah, right? You had all the best people.
It looks like the lineup for my Super Bowl for Real or No Deal.
Yes.
I mean, it
If
really
they performed
is.
at the halftime.
Everybody.
Loretta Swit.
Yeah, Loretta, I know her. She's great. I know her.
Isabella
I love her.
Rossellini.
Wow. I am following in the footsteps of Isabella Rossellini.
I mean,
yes.
So if you want to get tickets and go see Allison this weekend at the Working Women's Survival Show, you can go to their website, WWSS, Working Women's Survival Show, online.com. So WWSSonline.com.
All day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and like I said, on Saturday, I will speak about my life and what I'm doing, and then I do take questions. And, on my stand-up show, I have little cards made up that say, Ask Allison Anything.
Oh, no
so
kidding.
I'm very game. And then I said, we will be making the famous Almanzo cinnamon chicken.
It's so
on Sunday.
funny.
Absolutely. Live on stage.
I'm just seeing if
People are
there's.
gonna love it.
I'm seeing if there's any questions on the text line, and I know you have to go do a TV appearance
I
right
just
out
had
of this.
One
Like
question.
everywhere.
You
Yeah,
guys
sure,
are all
of course.
kids, I'm sure,
Yes.
on the set. What was it like when the cameras were off?
Oh, it was great. Well, it was great because a lot of, it can be really hard for ex-child stars, So what's the hardest for a lot of kid stars when they're show and it's all adults and they're isolated because they're not seeing their regular school friends. We had like 30 kids all the time. And the school kids, the kids were just like the extra school.
Right.
Many of them were children of the crew.
Oh.
So they were there all the time. We didn't get new people every week. There were people who were there for the whole night.
Oh, that's interesting.
And they just
Interesting.
hung out and grew up and then played another actor. And so everyone stayed there. And we all knew each other. And we had birthday parties. I mean, Melissa Gilbert and I hit it off. Of course, the two who are mortal enemies were the best friends, of course.
Yeah.
We'd slumber parties at each other's house. And we'd go to the supermarket together. And people would corner her in the aisle and go, Millie Olsen's in the other aisle. Do you need help? Do you need us to call someone?
We'll hold her down.
And it was just so crazy. But yeah, and we're still friends. Somebody asked me, how many of the cast do you have on speed dial on your phone? And it's like 14.
Oh,
I
wow.
said, I had lunch with Olivia on Tuesday before I flew out. And I was texting with Melissa Gilbert the other day because she was on Instagram. She was doing hyperbaric oxygen therapy. And
why not?
We were all giving her a hard
That's
time.
what I imagine Laura Ingalls is into nowadays.
She was saying
She
has
left the prairie.
all kinds of weird chiropractic things. She's having something done to her neck again. So she's like, yeah, I got to do the oxygen thing. It's very
Well,
healthy.
now, can people
Very
follow you
healthy.
on social media? What are you on?
Good Lord, I'm on everything. Yes.
Okay. I'm following you now. Where are
Heavily
you?
into the Instagram. Where you will also see that Dean Butler, yes, Almanzo and I, with a marvelous woman named Pamela Bob, have the 50 for 50 podcast. 50 episodes for the 50th anniversary.
Oh, really?
Where we're talking
that's
about
cool.
Little
I
House on the Prairie.
I wasn't keen on that relationship. I thought it was weird.
Oh, but he was so.
But he was
really
too old, and she was really young.
But
Yeah, I never got over
the
that.
real Laura and
I
Almanzo.
know, I'm just telling
and the
you.
real Almanzo was older. He was like 10 years older than Laura.
Okay.
Dean's just barely 8 years older than Melissa. And then Dean also was a very sweet, innocent, little bit naive kind of guy
Oh,
when he came
really?
on the show.
He
He's in his
was.
early 20s, and he
Manly.
just done like one or two things. He'd just gotten out of college, and he was in the movie of Judy Blume's Forever. So he's always the boyfriend. He's the
That was a
boyfriend.
spicy
And
movie.
so he was very sweet. Whereas Melissa grew up in a Hollywood family in Hollywood, very jaded. She was 40 by the age of 9, and so. In a way, she was like older.
Yes.
Well, she was really in charge in the relationship.
Right, which Laura
She was a modern gal.
And Lauren Almanzo, she didn't say obey in the wedding vows. And if you read her stuff about later, Lauren Almanzo on the farm when they're older, absolutely, she ran that place. And he was just like, yeah, sure, honey, whatever you want. Great, sure, yeah, fine.
That's how they did it back then, too.
He really loved her. He built her, and this is the thing, okay, boyfriends and husbands, this is what we really want. He built her a custom kitchen to her height because Laura Ingalls was very short. She was just barely 5 feet tall.
really?
She was like 4'11". She was a very tiny little gal. And when they got their fancy, like dream house they built in Missouri, all the kitchen cabinets, everything are in her reach. She didn't have to get up on the step stool. Because
pretty
most
nice
farm
guy.
kitchens
Nice
were
guy
high
alert.
cupboards. And so he built this whole fabulous custom. You can still go visit it in Missouri, in Mansfield. It's still there. And it's all within
Well,
reach
that's
of a short
sweet.
woman. So, yeah. So that's why the
See, he's a
marriage
good
was...
guy.
I was
they didn't have
very
it. He was
young. I just
awesome.
didn't get it. You know,
I was just like, who's this old guy?
Who's the guy? And that's how, of course, Melissa at the time, because she was like 15. Well, also, her mom came to the set. Now, I was 15 when I married Luke the pig farmer's son, for heaven's sakes. And the lovely actor they brought in to be beautiful blonde Luke the pig farmer's son was also like 20-freaking-7.
Yeah.
And
mom
I
was
like,
nowhere?
Nobody was worried about me. My mother didn't come to the set. And I was 17 when I married Percival, who was like 27, and nobody said boo. Nobody worries about Nellie Olsen. No.
Well, you can handle yourself. We
But
saw
her
the show.
mom made it worse because her mom was there during the kissing scenes going, the sobbing. And I'm sorry, if my mother showed up and cried because I was doing a kissing scene, I would be mortified. I would just
Oh
die.
my gosh, I
So-
just love all of it so much. Thank you so much for being a
Thank
good
you.
sport and
Thank
being a
you so
celebrity
much.
mystery
Thank you. That was
guest.
so much fun.
It is the Courtney Show on the Arch.
The Courtney Show.
It's finally Friday. Time for Brando to sing a song.
All right, it is time to hear a song penned and sung by our own Brando. Finally Friday song is what it's called, and I have no idea what this could be about.
It's a short week, so you got to scrape the bottom of the barrel sometimes when you only get 4 days.
Is it
or
about
3 days, really.
I mean, is it about something that's going on in the world? Is it about this time of year?
Could be.
Is it about something on the show that happened?
Yeah, I mean, it's I try to dance all around all those different types of topics.
Where is Chris Convey?
Where's Chris Convey been? People have asked. I don't have a song that answers that question or addresses that question.
Because a Who song would be the one.
The Who?
They're always asking questions.
That's true.
They sure are. Very inquisitive, the Who.
I always want to know. Got a song for you today. A little, I don't feel quite ready for it.
Okay, do you want to take some...
I think I need to get some air. You'll see why. It's
a fast moving song?
No, it's just a workout.
Okay, take a drink.
Man, get hydrated.
Man, I feel like I need to stand up for this.
It could go sideways, that's for sure. So, something that we talked about on the show today and had a really good time with. And I think we've gotten people interested in something because of our discussion. So, hopefully you heard the show yesterday specifically. So, something you may want on the menu. It's your Finally Friday song. Just like strawberries with good champagne, or having fresh lobster when you're in Maine. Oh, feast your eyes upon this new food porn. Dip your Kit Kat in peanut butter. It's a treat you'll wanna eat again. Just ask Greg Warren or Jim Flanagan. Cooler than the latest drone, minds will be blown. Dip your Kit Kat in peanut butter. All right, let's go after it. Well, there ain't nothing better
Just the Brandos in the background going,
My backup singers.
Take it on some Joe Cocker.
Yeah, that's not
That is not an easy. He even had issues.
Yeah.
Joe Cocker did.
I'm still not 100% voice-wise.
No, that was good.
Thank you. Yeah,
was
so
great.
makes me want more of that.
I think a lot
Makes
of
me
people
want
are
a
going to
Kit
be.
Kat with peanut butter.
I
now.
know, right?
Really good.
We should have kept some of the Kit Kat.
Great job, Brando. Finally, Friday song.
Wheel of Questions!
Bring in the wheel.
Bring in the wheel!
Feeling better. Got my voice back.
You really went all in.
Gotta get their attention.
All right, give it a spin.
Do. There she goes.
Do you wash your feet in the shower?
No.
Like scrub them?
Yeah, because Jason
Yes.
Kelsey he just said, I guess a week or two ago on his podcast that he does not wash his feet.
He's like, so soap runs down there, so it makes them clean. I don't trust that method, so I do scrub-a-dub my feet.
But you
Especially
don't.
in the
You just let the
summertime,
soap
'cause
take over.
Soap knows what it's doing.
I'm barefoot a lot. I'm wearing flipper floppers, and I just need to clean them.
All right, I do wash my feet.
Yep.
Every time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, give it another spin. Just curious. What have you done to try to impress someone that you absolutely hated? Like made said, oh, I'll try that. I think I could do that. Like hot yoga, let's say.
To impress somebody that you hate?
Ooh.
No, that you hated the thing.
That's what I was like,
Nothing. I would never.
No, that you went to do something and you're like, this is terrible.
Something that you would do to try to impress somebody even though you hated it.
Right. I don't know if you knew you were going to hate it, but you did it and you're like, well, this was a terrible idea.
Gosh, impress is the weird word. Like, I mean, I've done terrible, dumb things. Like radio stuff. Like I wore a diaper and went to the mall. It's a radio stunt thing. I'll do stuff like that.
That's different.
Just to show that I'll do it. I'll go in all the way. I got in the fountain out front. Do you know that?
Yeah.
And there's big no. Do not ever get in the fountain. I got in it. But
I got in it. You wore a tank. You wore a tank top.
I wore a tank top in
here.
Yeah,
that was
the show.
For 4. What was it?
5 callers.
5 callers.
5 people callers. Yeah, but
it's like the third thing I said on the radio.
Yes.
Maybe I was trying to impress you. So
He was being a good sport. That's what I thought. It was good sport. And
to impress.
I've been fishing before, deep sea fishing, and I hated it.
You went mushroom hunting.
I went mushroom hunting. That was terrible. I've done some things that I realized I did not. I used to go on a lot of float trips.
You would go on float trips?
No way.
Yeah.
You would camp and everything?
We weren't really camping. No. We were staying in a cabin, a cabin.
Well, that's all right.
Still did not.
You don't like it?
Nope.
I'm trying to think of what have I done to impress Alex early on in the relationship?
Anything with you, Chris?
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty agreeable and adventurous, so I don't know if it would be to impress somebody or to just do I went to a hockey game with a girlfriend's dad without her.
Oh, you did?
Yes. So it wasn't to impress her because, she was already in.
She already
bought in, yeah.
But I could see you, did you have fun?
No. No, I don't think I did have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then we parked really far away and we had to drive there. So it was, it was like a 4.5 hour.
Oh God, that sounds terrible.
It was a long situation. I don't know. I mean, to impress somebody. I mean, when I was 13, I had a windbreak windbreaker suit, a blues
Like a whole thing?
a whole like pants and thing, and I had a Walkman,
Jacket.
a jacket, yeah, the whole thing, and I would take like. There's a girl that I liked, and I would like pretend sort of that I was working out, like running around, doing laps around the gym, like I was getting in shape with the Walkman in my hand. I thought she'd be like, "Oh man, this guy."
That's pretty great.
This
That's
guy's
more of like
staying on his grind.
That's more of a look back and like trying to impress
Yeah.
someone by. And you thought it was cool.
I thought it was because I thought I looked so cool. I had the headphones that looked cool, the blues pants and thing that looked cool,
jacket.
Yeah, I loved that windbreaker set. I loved it. I wish I still had it. Probably would still fit.
You probably would.
I don't think I've ever impressed anyone now that I think about it.
All right, give it another spin. What was ruined because too many people started doing it?
Oh man,
I think
so
Dave
many
Matthews.
Yeah, so
I still love Dave Matthews.
Yeah, but you were probably early, and didn't it bug you? Like, because I remember Alex, we went to a Dave Matthews show, and it was like a lot of young people, and I could kind of sense among the OG Dave Matthews Band fans that were like,
no, these are all newcomers. No,
what
I
is
was
going
not,
on here?
I
Who
was,
are these people?
I was not like that. I think I started liking him later, maybe. I got like a live CD and I really enjoyed it and listened to it a lot.
I was very early on. That first song, I remember being like, "This is the worst song in the world," and everybody loves it, and I just didn't understand what
Ants
was going
marching?
on. It was like, I was there when the bear ate his head and thought it was a candy. It's like, what is this guy talking about? He sounds like the worst. But now I love Dave Matthews.
It's like it's the nostalgia. I love Dave Matthews.
No, I don't like his music.
Oh, you don't like any of it? You don't like Grace is Gone? Or?
I mean, there's a song that maybe Satellite. There's a few songs that
Satellite.
Come my eyes, tell me more, tell me more.
That was the one I liked for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is a good one.
Yeah,
I like this one.
But I like him. Like, he's funny in movies.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. He's funny in everything. I think he's just great in everything that he's doing. I really, really like him. But yeah, there's so many things. But right now, what's really bothering me is these people that are getting on TV who were the half dozen people that were WNBA fans or made a career out of it are now getting upset with people for just learning about the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
And they're getting mad at people. And it's like, guys, nobody cared about the product. It's losing money.
You needed
a story.
You need more people so this thing stays afloat.
The NBA, more so than most other sports, is a superstar league. And so it makes perfect sense that the WNBA needed a superstar. Were there better basketball players than Caitlin Clark? Yeah, probably. There's some current great basketball players in the WNBA, but none of them became a superstar. And I don't know whose fault that is.
I'm sorry, it's not fair.
But it isn't fair. But Caitlin Clark is a superstar, and she's bringing an audience, and everybody's complaining.
And all these other stars are going to rise.
Yes.
And we are going to be like, Brittany Griner, or like all these other names. Like, man, she's amazing.
Yeah. So all the bitterness about people coming to this late, well, we were always fans, it's really frustrating. But I'm trying to think of what I liked.
I was going to say,
people getting into Nirvana late.
Yeah.
I was
see a lot
the
of
perfect
Nirvana
age
shirts now.
for that. And so I felt like it was very natural for, like, that was my age range.
Mm-hmm.
And then when people get into it late in life, you're like, you didn't.
Yeah, I was at
the tip of the spear.
Yes, I was there in the beginning.
In the vanguard.
I would say like just a murder mystery, like a documentary, like the either the serial killers,
the murder obsession.
Yes, like that has. There's so much attention. There's so much obsession about that now. They're just rushing to make as many of those things as you can, and they're not all great. Like
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's a period of time when it was like, oh my God, did you see the Dahmer one? You're like, oh, this is amazing.
Well, yeah, and
now they're
watched-
like digging up these, like, who's this guy? He killed 3 people in 72.
Yeah,
and
the
there's no
show-
real resolution to the documentary. Like, well, this was
The
a waste
show
of
that I
everyone's time.
used to go to sleep to for my naps was Snapped many, many years ago. And I remember Nick was like, this seems weird. And nobody was talking about it then. Like, I was like,
Is that a murder?
Oh, yeah.
Snapped is
It was
about women.
Yeah.
And he's like, should I worry about this? I'm like, I don't know. It's not a lot of, it's just a nice, dark show for me to fall asleep to. I watched a lot of Snaps. They made lots of mistakes, those women.
Oh, yeah.
They're always
Well, they
caught.
weren't prepared.
No, they weren't. All right, that's Wheel of Questions.
The Courtney Show.
Tuesday tidbits. Tuesday tidbits.
All right, it's time for some tidbits. And I just told Greg, we're doing all these consumers shows for the podcast where it's all this info that you have to research about different big companies. Do you have any tidbits you want to lay on us as like a little teaser? You can think about it while we do some.
For the Consumers Podcast, new episodes available every Tuesday, including today.
Yeah, there's a Starbucks episode out today. One of the interesting tidbits was Howard Schultz, the guy that started Starbucks, drove around with Tim's stepdad looking for
No,
location.
I don't have a stepdad. It was my
Your
my father-in-law.
father-in-law, whatever. Yeah. No.
I was gonna say the most interesting part of that was the stepdad.
I know.
Like, wait, what?
It's really. I was trying to sex up the podcast a little bit.
Sex up.
Yeah, we're trying to get some people to listen.
Thank you.
Stepdad,
I thought you meant to
father-in-law,
this
I thought they were
show.
the same
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
But step it up.
All right, well, think about it for a second. We're going to hit some that we have prepared in advance. We were just talking about how the different trends that were here and gone, and we talked about the music in the 90s, how swing got popular, and then we talked about the Gregorian chants.
Yeah.
Enigma is here it is. I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it for you while I'm giving you my tidbit. Enigma, is it sadness or sadness? Whatever it was called, was a mix of Latin, French, English lyrics from a group made up of Romanian musician and a German singer living in Spain. It is the only major U.S. hit ever featuring Gregorian chants, and it was their debut single. Featured some English lyrics as well. They were a married couple, by the way.
Enigma was?
Yeah. Romanian-born Michael Credu and German pop singer Sandra Credu. They lived in Spain, and they had a big hit with this somehow.
This is a great song.
Tapper, yeah.
But it's so weird.
This was just school for me every day in the 90s.
Yeah, right? Stray Cats
We
was
made up a
big in the
really,
90s.
really kicking cheerleading routine to this.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
My friend
real?
Sarah.
No.
My friend Sarah Talamash is a really funny comedian, and she.
Oh, yeah, I follow her on social media.
She's so funny, but she says that she does this at karaoke.
How great. What a great
She also
bit.
says when she goes up to do karaoke, she does that one song with the.
I would laugh so hard if somebody went up and started this. Even if it was like 5 seconds, it would really make me laugh. And since it's election day, I will give you this little tidbit. Ronald Reagan set the record for electoral votes won in 1984. Reagan won 49 of the 50 states.
Good God.
Only losing to Walter Mondale's home state of Minnesota.
Holy smokes.
That gave Reagan 525 of the 538 electoral votes.
Man, oh man, did we love Uncle Ron.
But it's the record for most electoral votes, but it's not the biggest margin of victory.
I'll give you another little tidbit on
Franklin
Reagan.
Roosevelt, by the way, defeated old Alf Landon.
Oh, Flandin, man.
He was terrible.
No, it's Alf Landon.
That
Yeah, no,
Landon
Flandin
fell.
was.
Flandin was even worse.
523 to 8 in 1936. All right, what did you want to say?
About Reagan, he slept 4 hours a night, and they say that is probably why he had dementia when he was older. Because he only slept 4 hours a night.
That stresses me out.
I know.
Well,
I've
that's what
been
they say,
trying to make
that-
some changes.
They say that the sleep deprivation is a big, accelerates that.
Oh, man.
I know. I'm like,
It's
well, I'm
bad.
in trouble.
It's bad. This job is not good for us.
Well, you guys get naps in, though.
But it's that.
Not me.
It's that consistent. Yeah, Tim's gone napless since he had children.
Yeah, Tim's. Well, I think that probably everybody's time in their life when they have children, they're sleep deprived. So.
Yeah, but man, this has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, but you get more than 4, don't you?
I get like right around 4.5.
Yeah, at night, that's what I get.
You're fine. Listen to thank you, Dr.
You know,
Greg.
that 4 hours killed Reagan. Well, at 4. Oh, you're fine.
4.5. Anything.
Oh, man, what a
You
winner.
got that half in there.
Anything
You're fine.
over 4:15, not only do you not get dementia, you're like
It makes
real
you
sharp.
better. Yeah, that's what Albert Einstein got. He got 4 hours and 30 minutes.
All right, who's next?
I can go.
After Reagan, it was Bush. I believe.
Yeah, there was another one in there too. The expiration date on water bottles is for the bottle, not the water.
Awesome.
Whoa. Water doesn't expire.
What?
But the bottle itself starts
What
to
about that water?
degrade.
What about that water you got sitting on your nightstand? Still good the next morning?
Yeah, well, that one should be fine.
Yeah.
Well, I go with because I've been trying not to drink a lot at night, so I just keep a bottle of Evian there and really try not to touch it. Every now and then, if I
Is
need
that
to this week.
that your own little game you play with yourself? You've got it there in case you get parched.
Is that why? Is that why it's Evian? Because it's not very good. You're like,
I love
it's a
Evian.
subpar brand. Really?
Evian is not a subpar brand. It's the best water there is.
I think it's pretty good too.
I think it's so
taste
good.
wise. I don't know how it's made.
Tastes great.
Yeah.
How it's made? God.
I mean, I don't know if they're really going through the
triple filter or
yeah.
something?
It's made by God.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it's made
It's a
by the
stream
Lord.
in Switzerland, I think.
He's just standing up there at the top like, got more water than me.
Evian, next consumers podcast.
We're going to do Evian, and Sean hates it. That's why we're going to do it. Sean's a Fiji man. And I think Fiji.
I
has
like Fiji,
I think
too.
Fiji
It's
has
the
a
best.
little oily taste to it. I don't care for it.
No, it's the best.
All right, go ahead. What else?
One more. I'll do one more. They say when you can't sleep, another thing about sleep, actually. When you can't sleep on your first night in a new place, your brain is trying to protect you. They say many animals sleep with only half their brain while the other half stays alert to possible dangers. It's called the first night effect in humans because our bodies put us in a strange half asleep, half awake state the first time we sleep in an unfamiliar environment.
That's
Have you ever-
every week for me.
do you have that though? Like when you're in the hotel, you don't quite sleep
really.
right?
That's what killed Reagan.
I must never be worried about anything. I will wake up and see, the power's out. Oh, must have had a storm.
This is specific to
To a new place.
Yeah, I mean,
If
I
you're
sleep in a new
hotel or
place every
something.
week, and I think maybe because I'm so accustomed to it that it doesn't really bother me.
I would bet that
I got used to it.
You know what? I think when I come home, I have a hard time sleeping the first night.
Because it's not a hotel. Your brain expects you to be in a hotel all the time.
Yeah.
Luxury is what you need.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you know much about my career. These aren't luxury hotels.
All right, Tim, what do you have?
I got a few. I was going to do, I'll do an election one. The number of electoral votes is not just randomly 538. It is based on 435 representatives and 100 senators from the 50 states, plus 3 electors from Washington, D.C. D.C., it's a rough city, man, which were added with the 23rd Amendment in 1964.
Oh, okay.
Did you follow any of that?
Nope.
Sort of.
Well, you said it kind of fast,
And it was
man.
numbers
It's sort
and-
of slick,
Felt like a real throwaway.
saying stuff fast when
Didn't
you
they-
really don't know what you're talking
didn't
about.
Smart listeners got it.
Didn't feel like you were that interested in it.
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
I find it really interesting. In fact, I'll expand on it if you guys want. That's why 3 is the minimum number of electoral votes the 6 least populous states get. So Alaska, Delaware, both Dakotas, Vermont, and Wyoming. 1 for each of their 2 senators, and then they each have 1 representative. Get it?
Yes.
All right, let me go with something more simple. You know Tony the Tiger?
Oh, yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I know Tony the Tiger. Yeah,
Great.
man. Yeah.
Well, all those cereal mascots, they kind of look like they're looking down a little bit, and it's so that they're making direct eye contact with
With
these
you.
kids. With kids, specifically, because they're typically a little bit higher on the shelves, which
I
is
like that. You probably knew that
But the
already.
kids think they're looking at
I
it.
didn't know it.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot, man.
Really redeeming
That's
myself.
cool.
Yeah, that's a good one,
That's
Tim.
a
Better
winner.
than that other one.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You'll like this too.
Something.
Astronauts in space can't do laundry, so dirty clothes from the International Space Station get sent out into space so they can burn up in the Earth's atmosphere.
They just throw their clothes away?
Yep.
Really?
Oh, man.
All right.
I mean, you can't wash them. That's a little capsule
Burn 'em.
thing. Get funky in there.
Yeah, especially if somebody's a little ripe.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I like the Tony the Tiger one better.
Pretty strong. I can do another one if you want.
Yeah, do Tony the Tiger again.
No Tony the Tiger.
I'm looking down.
Janet Leigh.
Yeah, from Psycho.
Yeah, after she washed herself in the shower scene in Psycho, she never took another shower again for the rest of her life. Just bath.
Is that right?
No way, really?
Wow.
Do you know what the blood was that they used?
Chocolate syrup.
It was. That was what they
Really?
used for blood
Yeah.
in Psycho.
Oh, man.
Because it was black and white.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it was delicious.
That's crazy. And Janet Leigh is Jamie Lee Curtis's mother, and that whole movie with Meryl Streep and.
Oh.
no, I'm thinking of something else.
No, that's Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher. I'm thinking of Carrie Fisher.
Postcards from the Edge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's that about?
Debbie Reynolds.
Debbie Reynolds.
Debbie Reynolds.
Carrie
Yeah.
Debbie Reynolds, apparently not a great mom.
She had her moments.
She had some.
yeah.
She had some substance issues.
Okay.
But there's Hitchcock movies too that also portray Janet Leigh. Like The Girl, I think, is one, and then I think there might be one called Hitchcock or something.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because she was one of his leading ladies.
She sure was.
Like Tippi Hedren.
Uh-huh.
Because he'd get obsessed.
Yeah.
Hitchcock
Tippi
would.
Hedren, who also had a famous movie star daughter.
Yeah, Melanie Griffith.
Kind of crazy. Hitchcock.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
he was a real star kid maker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not in the way that you're thinking, though.
All right, those are our Tuesday. Did you have one? Tuesday tidbits.
Oh, hey. Man, that was fun, wasn't it? Why don't we meet up later and I'll make you a sandwich at Salt and Smoke. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Tickles. Bye.